Right now, protesters are gathering in Ferguson in support of Breonna Taylor. This comes after a grand jury chose to not charge any Louisville officers directly for Taylor's death. News 4's Kim St. Ange has been following the protesters all night. She joins us live from Ferguson. And Kim, what is the latest out there tonight?
Well, Chris, right now I'm standing in front of the Ferguson Police Department. Protesters spent about 3 hours right in front of the police station tonight. In fact, they just left about 15 minutes ago. This protest actually started around 5 o'clock, and that was some 3 miles away in the exact spot where Michael Brown was killed back in 2014. At that point, there were close to 100 or so people there. You can actually hear it in the video. They're chanting. We heard those familiar chants we've been hearing for months. Things like no justice, no peace, and also calling on protesters to say her name, saying Breonna Taylor's name. After about an hour, they all got into their cars and they drove to the Ferguson Police Department. They were saying this was a caravan. Well, one of the organizers of this protest, Missouri State Representative Rashean Aldridge, called that a freedom ride, saying it symbolizes connectivity.
We can't give up. We got to keep putting pressure on. With Ferguson being the epicenter of everything that happened that changed the world, you know, we have even kind of a bigger responsibility, but we always stand in solidarity with all these other cities because we felt that pain of getting that no indictment.
For me, this is a continual process of awakening further to my privilege and to valuing, understanding, and following the leadership of Black leaders in our community, and that's my responsibility, and I am blessed by the opportunity to do that.
It's important to note here, this protest, for the entire time we were here, it was peaceful. I do want to mention one situation. So while we were waiting over here, we saw protesters around 50 or so at this point tonight. They were standing in this parking lot of the police department, and there were maybe 10 or so police officers, and the protesters were chanting, de-escalate and back up, telling that to the officers. When those officers did retreat and backed up, moving right to the doors of the police station, those protesters were clapping. Live tonight in Ferguson, Kim St. Ange, News 4.
All right, Kim, thank you for following that story for us tonight.